within the United States has vans, campers, oversized vehicles. They're towing a car, whatever the case may be. There's nowhere for them to park in Midtown Manhattan. The parking garages and the outdoor lots do not cater to oversized vehicles. I think the largest vehicles you can pretty much put in those elevated outdoor parking structures is a minivan. I don't even think that like a Suburban or a Tahoe or something like that can even be on those. So that bothered me. Also, the prices of the hotels in the neighboring area are astronomical, like a lot like they were in New Orleans this year. And just getting around is just not going to be the easiest thing in the world. And the convention's on 3 levels. So you got to deal with the elevators and the stairs and all the chaos trying to get from one level to the other, which as a vendor can hurt you, because if a big name is on the 3rd floor and you're on the 2nd floor, not only do you have to wait for this person to be done online, but you have to wait for them to wait online to get in an elevator or 20 minutes to get down the stairs. And each minute you lose is a dollar amount that you lose. So I understand where you're coming from there. But my question was, are you guys not worried that the people who are going to attend WrestleCon, which is 65% international crowd, is going to get whomever at the Friday and Saturday at WrestleCon? What makes you feel that they're going to go to your show on Sunday to basically see the same talent that was already accessible Friday and Saturday?
You want to handle this, Chad? Or you want me to take it?
I mean, sure, whatever. I can just contribute a little bit. I'll be honest with you. If they do come to want to do that, that would be great. If they don't, they spend their money at WrestleCon, that's okay too. This is just an alternative.
Right.
You saw my area code coming in. I'm coming from out of town, even though I'm a Jersey guy. I mean, I live down in Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to go all the way to New York City, so I'm kind of thinking about people like me that I know are going to be up in that area too, where it's just an alternative. So whether or not people want to attend it, they want to attend it. If they don't, that's fine. Go to WrestleCon. We support WrestleCon. Hope WrestleCon kicks ass and does their thing. We're just offering an alternative, I mean, there's really just, I don't know what you want to add to that, Nick, but,
I don't mind.
Yeah, let me just finish one thing. I mean, just say one of our guests is somebody that's on the list of an international attendee, and they don't get them because of all those reasons listed by you just now, then there you go. Boom. That's a success.
Okay.
What I was going to say, just in terms of the WrestleCon comparison, that we are running on a different day from WrestleCon, and some of the talent, of course, is naturally going to be shared, but it's going to be in a similar concept to where when someone brings in talent to a big event, they're looking for additional signings, whether it's in George's Place or Warriors of Wrestling or Bud's Place. So talent, it will be good for talent that are already in town to get additional bookings, with their vendors and promoters, and we have some that are already on board, but we're also planning on getting talent specifically for that show. Although I could let you know that we have 2 names already that aren't booked for WrestleCon as yet, and they're going to be announced in the weeks to come.
Okay.
So there's going to be that option for, I have a family, so if me, my wife, and my 2 kids decide to go to WrestleCon, and I don't want to turn this into a WrestleCon big session, but it's going to cost $150 to walk through that door before I get an autograph. That's not going to be the case at our convention. It would be $10 pre-sale admission, $15 day off, and once again, obviously, WrestleCon comes with the bells and whistles, comes with premium guests, comes with a lot more guests. But that's a big financial commitment for, every Tom, Dick, and Harry to make.
Right. No, I understand that. Now, what about as far as the commute itself? A lot of these people who are attending WrestleMania are probably, I'm not going to say definitely, but most likely staying either in the New York area or somewhere near Newark Airport, which makes the commute towards the Meadowlands a little difficult, which means if they're going to go there, they're going to, their main goal is to go there for Mania. You really think that they're going to, come early and then walk to you guys, do whatever, and then walk back to, or commute somehow back to?
I think Yeah, I think that's a definite possibility. Like, I've contacted most of the hotels in that Secaucus area, so I can tell you for sure that the majority of those hotels are already sold out, and the majority of them are sold out with wrestling fans. All of the people in the hotels know that WrestleMania is in town.
Right.
So one of the goals is to, promote locally within those hotels during that 72-hour period before WrestleMania. To where, let's face it, WrestleCon's going to draw well, but they're not going to draw 80,000 people. So there are people that aren't aware of it. Right. So if there's the person in from out of town, and maybe it's not big on the internet wrestling community, maybe they don't go to a lot of conventions, and they see that, oh, this person's at a convention that's 5 minutes from here. Oh, and it's before WrestleMania. How about we go and check it out? That's another thing we're marketing towards.
Okay. Now, what about as far as, have you guys ever been to a WrestleMania?
Yeah, I've been to a couple. I went to the one in Miami, and then when it was in Jersey, 2013.
Okay. So it kind of has that almost like football kind of atmosphere pregame. You get a lot of people tailgating, doing that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Especially that this is a football stadium, so they do allow that in New Jersey. I know some states they don't. So you also guys got to compete against that. You got people who are going to show up to that parking lot at 8 o'clock in the morning. Just to tailgate and get ready for something that's not going to happen for 11 hours later. So, like, how do you feel about, that? Like, do you feel like that could hurt you as well?
I don't know. I don't know if they're going to. You go.
Yeah, let me jump in. I'm not that concerned about that. I mean, if you know how it is with the autograph collectors and people who want to get autographs. Mm-hmm. If it's something that you want to do, if it's a piece you're working on, if it's somebody that appeals to you and you don't want to go all the way to WrestleCon, and you are going to WrestleMania, if you can make the time to stop by, that's great. But I can't worry about the tailgaters and people who are casually just going to be attending WrestleMania. It's like Nick said. I mean, we don't know what percentage of them are collecting anything on the internet, looking at sites, looking at signing details. Like I said, I just want to offer an alternate convention, and the fact that, I mean, obviously it's not WrestleMania, but in the conventions that we've promoted down here in Virginia, I can see when you can give somebody a good little value, just tell them, look, you're not going to have to spend a lot of money to get in. You got great access to the guys, conversational, a friendly environment. You know what? That's what I want to offer, and that's what I hope we kind of get through to everybody. If you're going to come, I really, I can't worry about the tailgaters because if you want to tailgate, you're already planning on tailgating. I can't change your mind.
Well, what about?
I think too, Kevin. I know with some of the football stadiums, when it comes to that, I don't think they're allowed to enter before 5 hours before the doors actually open. From what my experience is, so they will be there. Let's just say they're there at 12 o'clock. I think WrestleMania starts at 5 or maybe 4. So there is a chance to get to them before they get to the parking lot, and then have someone around that area. Just letting people know. Those people that, obviously if they pay for parking, not everyone's going to want to have to come out, and I don't even know if they can. But, at the same time, just bringing that awareness to them can't hurt.
Got you there. Okay. Well, I was going to ask you if you guys planned on possibly flyering the, not so much putting them on people's cars, but handing out flyers in the parking lot at WrestleMania, whatever time they allow them to get in there. So, like you said,
without question.
Yeah, I know normally they don't allow you in within a certain amount of time, but I think with WrestleMania, because of the expected crowd of I guess upwards of 90,000 people. I don't know where the hell they're going to put them all, but I think they do allow people to come in a little bit earlier than they would for, say, a football game.
Okay, yeah. Hey, look, the one question I have about all this is, being a little bit on the outside here, I don't really follow a lot of the, the conversation between everybody. I mean, one thing about us is we've kind of stayed on the outside of a lot of the chatter.
Right.
So, I mean, if you don't mind enlightening me, like, what's been the chatter? I mean, what is there to be kind of against the idea of just an alternative, not trying to be a hater or anything, but like, what's the naysay against just a concept of something like this?
All right. Well, I got tagged in the which I think Nick knows that I got tagged in the post, and of course, kind of dragged into the conversation, which, I try to stay neutral when it comes to stuff like that. That's why I kind of reached out to Nick. I said, you know what, let's just have you guys on the show. We'll just talk about it. And I didn't want anybody else to come on while you guys were on. I didn't need anybody shitting on each other and getting into unnecessary heated arguments over opinions. This is to help you guys promote what you guys are doing, and it's not a shit fest. Let's just put it that way. But,
no, that's great. I appreciate that. Again, like I said, being somebody that's not involved in a lot of the discussions and stuff, I appreciate that because not to say I expect something like it, but you never know, and I appreciate you saying that.
No problem. I mean, look, I have my issues with people. I mean, we all know that. I mean, anybody's listening to this show knows that I've targeted people, but it's usually for a good damn reason. It's not just because I was bored that week. So some of the questions that people are asking is people are paying for tables, vendors are paying for tables, and that's an investment for them. Then there's the investment of paying their talent to do the signing, regardless if they agree on splits and stuff like that. There's still some sort of investment. There's another night in a hotel that they're probably going to have to invest in, things like that. So with this being a brand new convention, first term convention, I think a lot of people are thinking it's a very, very high risk that you're asking people to invest all this money, and you're literally, if you mean to or not, you are running against WrestleCon, and you are running against WrestleMania, and the problem is that WrestleCon stopped running on Sundays because it was an epic failure last year. So I guess they're bitching and whining. I guess my question would be, why do you feel that this could be successful if WrestleCon, which you said was a huge juggernaut of conventions, they couldn't do it on WrestleMania Sunday? Why would you think you guys can?
Well, I mean, I wasn't at WrestleCon either of the last 2 years, but from what I was told, at least, the venues weren't right next to where WrestleMania was being held. So that is one of the perks of our show, is that it's a 20-minute walk. It's pretty damn close. So it's not like we're asking someone to come to Newark or come somewhere south of Secaucus and ask them to. No, of course they're going to take time out of their day to get to our show, hopefully. But sorry, this car's speeding by me. But yeah, I think it's a lot easier than maybe WrestleCon might have made it. And WrestleCon obviously would have had a bigger target on their back for maybe laws preventing that to happen, or maybe even finding a place adequately enough to field the 3,000 or 4,000 people they were hoping to get.
Right.
But I think for what we have, I think we have a very good shot. And I know I'm going to bust my ass. I know Chad and John will too, to make it a success. Not only for us, but for the vendors that are invested in this. Not even financially, but just in terms of time and commitment, things like that.
Well, I was at WrestleCon the last 2 years. Orlando definitely was not near the signing was nowhere near the actual venue for where WrestleMania is. But New Orleans, I mean, it was a 10-minute Uber drive from the Sheraton on Canal Street to the Superdome, so that was remotely close. Is the town is kind of shitty, but that's a totally different story.
Hey, that's why we're in beautiful New Jersey. Come on.
Yeah, well, at least you don't have to worry about homeless people tenting out around the hotel. So at least you got that going. So,
exactly.
Yeah. So I was just messaged saying that the last time Mania was in New Jersey, people were tailgating already in the parking lot at 10 a.m.
Hey,
so that was also,
they want to do it.
But there was access at the IZOD last time.
Right.
So there was an event running at 2:00. So I don't think that's going to be happening this time.
Mm-hmm.
And I know a lot. Yeah, I don't think they're going to be. I mean, maybe at 11, sure, but I don't think anyone's going to be there at 8 in the morning.
Ah, man, you never know. These wrestling fans, they're crazy. They're a special kind of crazy.
We love them.
Yeah, their money's just as green as anybody else, but man, they do some really, really unique things that you will not see in other lines of sports memorabilia. I mean, I've done tons of baseball signings and attended those, and you got your people walking in with your suitcases and big boxes of stuff to get signed, but it just